time. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. I don't need no scale. I've been on my, I don't need no help. Always getting money, rain, snow, sleet, every day I work my thumb. I don't get to take off. A hater get up. I'm ready like lift off. I never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long. I'm always beating the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live, I don't know what these mad for. I just signed a deal and got a really big bag for it. Still at your mama crib and getting money, you gotta ask for it. Tired of complaining, I gotta change my situation. Looking at the view outside, I thought I would never make it. Every day they take, but that don't stop the money making. If you want it, go and take it. Ain't no point in hesitating. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time.
From the home of the Bills since 1973, there's a look at the newly named New Era Field just outside of Buffalo, New York. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
On the set. Hey, watch the slant.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. They find some open field here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now a play fake here on first down. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
It's just me and you. It's just me.
2nd and 5. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
A big play here for the Bills. 47 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two.
At the Bengals' 12-yard line.
Mike. Hey, here we go.
On 2nd and 11 now. Allen. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Here's Allen. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And his kick here is good. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, only gave up 3 points off of that, so it shouldn't be a difficult hole to overcome.
It really shouldn't, as long as they're not listening to the chatter coming from the other side, because when you throw a pick, look, I know defensive backs, they have a tendency to be a little bit loud after they take one away. But they also have a tendency to gamble a little bit more, thinking they'll get a second one. Maybe they can take advantage of that with some double moves.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. And he fires one that's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Dawson Knox with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bills will add on to their lead. And he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going, and it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit, like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him, but whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Here's 2nd and 8. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it was real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to haul that one in.
They'll set up the screen here to mix it.
I know you've got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Tells you whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, well, we just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered it and finished the play off.
Let's go.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, a 22. Allen now already over 100 yards passing in just this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Allen. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down. On first down, Allen. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. William Jackson with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
And he'll get this one up to about his 14. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, chewed up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. Getting the sense Charles are going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
2nd and 11. He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. Give him 7 on the play, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
From the gun on 3rd down, Herbert. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy, that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
17-0, our score after 1. The Bengals drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter. But
you
you're
don't
down.
want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you
Now
just
you
called
can
it.
go.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think
did.
you did. But let's face it. You mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that they've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. It's Mixon on the counter. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Herbert. Now they go screen. It's complete. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off around the 37. Past the 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Yeah, quick throw here. That's complete. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. That'll be 3rd down. Now, the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard.
Rush in. Gun. Rush in. Check. 80 weapon. Check. Hey, switch gears. He's checking.
On play action, Allen. He'll let it go deep for Foster. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Watch out.
6-6, bullet high, 5.
Off the play fake. Herbert. And he finds a man on a crossing route. It's a Bengal first down, a pickup of 11.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. He'll get the first down and more inside the 20. A Bengal first down on a 16-yard pickup there.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
A first chance in the red zone for the Bengals now. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 15. Mixon. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The Bengals on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Operating from the gun. Herbert flush to his right. This will be caught at about the 6. And he's able to pick up the first before he's brought down inside the 5 at the 4. Give him a gain of 4, able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. They'll give it to Mixon. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all.
Yeah, baby!
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman. And he's in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown as they are now on the board here in the first half. Matthew McCrane on for the PAT. He's got it, and that makes our score 24-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you...
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Trevor Williams with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Herbert. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 7 yards there on the first down screen play. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. Dancing to his left. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Here we go. Here we go. 60 or.
Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Ready, ready.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Come on, set. Safety gator.
To throw on second down. Herbert. That's complete to the tight end Sample. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. On third down, Mixon. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. McCrane's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So he splits the uprights and has to be a nice feeling. Right when it left his foot, knew it was good.
Yeah, just like a good three-point shooter in basketball, right? Release the ball, fall back on defense without even looking. You know it's going in the hoop.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
And throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. And here's Allen. Going to throw again. Finding Knox there, complete. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Let's go, defense.
Throwing on first down is Allen. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
On the run, it's Mixon. It's a gain of a couple on what should be the final carry of half number 1.
I know you felt that.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
So we have come to halftime and what's already a 2-touchdown game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, Bills with the lead and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. On first down, they go right back to Hunt. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They run the counter. Gilbert. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
Allen's throw is complete. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. To throw, it's Allen. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A gain of 7 that time. Second and goal. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Looking to throw again on second down. Allen, and that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Dawson Knox with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. From one end zone to the other, 101 yards. And the Bengals are able to cut into this lead.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach, his head coach, to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn it into a play action, and throw one deep.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. This is Hunt. And an alley to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 10 yards, good enough for a Buffalo first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
They'll run it here with Hunt. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 yards and a Buffalo first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Allen going to throw. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
40. Check. I got you, boy.
Operating from the red zone now. Allen. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Robert Foster, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Ball on the 30 as they come up second and 10. On the delay, it's Mixon. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the gun, Herbert. Well, the 2 men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up fourth down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines.
The Bills take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They had the double-digit lead at halftime, and they have continued to roll. They're hard to stop right now.
I think what we're seeing is an example of a team that has it figured out in this ball game. And whatever the adjustments are the defense has made, hasn't slowed them, hasn't phased them at all. They either anticipated them or they've been so far ahead that they just can't catch up.
Now it's just a search to add to the lead. On second and 10, Allen nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's Yannick Ngakoue with a sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback, third and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. The Bills send the punter out. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the third. 51 yards on the punt there. And the Bengals will take over here first and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time. So
and my goodness, another interception. He's picked off just shy of midfield. And he will score. Touchdown, Buffalo. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now... And now here is another interception. Picked up by Justin Evans. And he'll get this back down to about the 12-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Throwing now is Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carl Lawson with a little how do you do as he gets in there for the sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Back now in Buffalo. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And it's caught. That puts him in excellent position, 1st and goal after a gain of 19. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
Only a yard on the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
Is that not the very definition of a tough yard gained?
Now, is that one where as the receiver you go to your quarterback and say, why'd you even throw that?
Yeah, I think you do, and I think you wonder what type of a route are you going to send me on that only 1 yard's going to be the result? If I'm going to go in there...
And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Yannick Ngakoue able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, they had the right down and the definite distance to take a shot downfield. But it didn't work out the way that they had envisioned.
No, that's a situation where if you take a sack close to the line of scrimmage, it's not that bad, but a loss. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Dawson Knox there to make the grab. And the Bills use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up second down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Derek Barnett able to maneuver in for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Darren Lee in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Bills are going to take over in great position here with a 1st and 10. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Here's Allen to throw it. He's going to rifle one deep left side. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
The throw on target to his receiver, McKenzie. And he's taken down inside the 30. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a 1st down. Allen now on 1st down. Looking for the end zone. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Dawson Knox, 29 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
She's singing too.
Oh, she's
on like the 5th tune.
Yeah, she left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 39. And he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Pick it up, D. Hey, check 24. Check 24.
They'll run here with Mixon. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards. Back to Mixon on first down. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down.
Set, ready? 70, Indy. Hey, keep it up, keep it up. Hit it.
Looking to throw on second down. Herbert. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. And Oliver in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a third down now as they try to find a late score. Being chased out left to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
McCrane's kick is good, and they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. On the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. There were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out.
And now here is another interception. William Jackson with a pick. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 45. And they will finally run him down, but not until he brings this one all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Allen. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. and never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. This is Mixon on the draw. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. On 4th down, Herbert. He's got his man, Boyd. And they work this well upfield across the 45. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Buffalo, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they can't quite seem to turn things around as they fall into 2-4 now on the year. And they'll try to turn it around next week as they head to Atlanta for a matchup with the Falcons. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.